Hey guys, it's Charity from BeeLee Creations. Today I'm going to be using this butterfly wing and butterfly mold to make what I originally intended to be earrings. I'm using this Supercolor 3D UV resin ink, like a printer ink. I use it for UV resin and epoxy, and everything's cured fine so far. You do have to keep it thin, whenever especially when you use opaque colors in UV resin. But these pieces are going to be really thin, so it works just fine. I'm using my little silicone tool to smush the UV resin into the little black lines on the butterfly mold because I want to make them double-sided, so when they turn and stuff, it looks the same on both sides. So I wanted the lines on the front and the back of the pieces. So now I'm just using my silicone tool to smush it into all these little lines. And then I take my dotting tool and I go around in the lines and poke out any bubbles and make sure there's no bubbles or voids in the black lines. I want to just take this opportunity to say that this is part of the Friendship Express train that runs every weekend. It's hosted by Sally at All Aboard Resin Creations, Susie at Serendipity Creations, and Tina at Pours Resin with Love. This video will also be a part of Resin by Sherry Hart's jewelry playlist, so I'll link that in the description as well. Please go check out both playlists, and I will let you watch the rest of this process and enjoy some music. I'll see you in the next part.
Little box on the doorstep, name written in your favorite shade. Pull the ribbon, feel your heartbeat. This is how a good day's made. Hand poured hope in a candle, letters on a coffee mug. Every corner of your kitchen feels like one big hug. BeeLee Creations, made just for you. Every little detail, every tiny hue. From your cozy couch to the ring you adore. Home gifts and decor. BeeLee Creations, it's your story shown. Turning small ideas into all your own. Every little piece is a little bit more. Home gifts and decor. Gifts and decor. Bracelet with your daughter's birthday, keychain with your hometown sky, cutting board with grandma's handwriting. You can almost hear her laugh inside. Welcome sign on Sunday mornings, names dancing in the grain. Picture frame that holds the moments you can't get back again. BeeLee Creations, made just for you. Every little detail, every tiny hue. From your cozy couch to the ring you adore. Home gifts and decor. BeeLee Creations, it's your story shown. Turning small ideas into all your own. Every little piece is a little bit more. Home gifts and decor. Gifts and decor.
Now, right now, I'm going to sand the edges off. You know how when you put resin in a mold, but don't fill it all the way, it leaves like the little sharp edges, raised sharp edges. I'm just filing those down so everything fits together nice and flat. At least that's the goal.
Got a thought, they'll shape it. Start with a spark, watch it glow. Need a smile, they'll make it. Put it in a box with a bow. From just a thought to favorite thing, you want to show it off and see. BeeLee Creations, made just for you. Every little detail, every tiny hue. From your cozy couch to the ring you adore. Gifts and decor. BeeLee Creations, it's your story shown. Turning small ideas into all your own. Every little piece is a little bit more. Gifts Spilled glue on the table, gold where I'm in gray. Thumbprint in the wet shine, I left the plan astray. Purple ran with green lines, a little off, a little wild. I stared at the crooked swirl like it had been there all the while. And I almost scraped it clean, almost called it gone, but the mess kept telling me, stay here, keep going on. Turn it, make it new. What I broke can still come through. Turn it, let it breathe. Something different, something sweet.
Now I'm going to start coloring the different sections of the wings. I used this chameleon flake, but it ended up not showing up very well. I should have put down a layer of resin and then like put the chameleon flakes on the sticky, like only cured it for 10-20 seconds to make it sticky, and then put the flakes on top so it would stick better and it would have been darker, especially if I had done that in a couple layers or put black in this section over it. But the way I just put it on the mold and put clear behind it, it didn't show up very well. I'm also using Rory from Eye Candy, Geisha Doll from Eye Candy, and it's just a cheap Amazon color shift powder that I have for the other one. I'm just brushing this in different sections on the mold, and then with the other colors, mix it in with a little bit of UV resin and just pick little sections that I want to color with these colors. That way they're all shifty. They change whenever, it moves and the light hits it differently and things like that. I thought it'd be really cool. This is the Amazon one. I will put everything in the video description at the end of so if you want to get in any of these colors, you can. I'm using my silicone tool just to put little bits into designated sections, trying to keep all the colors separate. It's okay if it goes over a little bit because the black line will hide it since I'm putting it on both sides. But I'm just trying to make sure I have a thick enough layer that you can see the colors. I'm spot curing it so it doesn't move or bleed with my little torch, my little light that come with my bonding resin. And then I will put it into the double-sided UV light to cure it up properly.
I poured too fast, it bled out across the edge and down. Now the whole thing catches light in a softer kind of crown. A crack became a river, a blur became a sky. What I thought would ruin it learned how to make me cry. And I almost scraped it clean, almost lost the glow, but the wrong turn had a pulse I could finally follow. Turn it, make it new. What I broke can still come through. Turn it, let it breathe. Something different, something sweet. Not perfect, just alive. Not planned out, but mine. Every spill, every step.
This is the Geisha Doll by Eye Candy. It's an interference purple. It's very pretty.
Turns to beauty in time. Turn it,
here I decided to go over some of the ones I've done and cured already because they didn't look thick enough to me and I was worried the color wouldn't be deep enough. So I just added a second layer to these two colors before I move on to the next color. Now this is the Rory by Eye Candy. It's like a blue purpley shift. It's really pretty.
Spilled blue on the table, gold where I'm engraved. Thumbprint in the wet shine, I left the plan astray. Purple ran with green lines, a little off, a little wild. I stared at the crooked swirl like it had been there all the while. And I almost scraped it clean, almost called it gone, but the mess kept telling me, stay here, keep going on. Turn it, make it new. What I broke can still come through. Turn it, let it breathe. Something different, something sweet. I poured too fast, it bled out across the edge and down. Now the whole thing catches light in a softer kind of crown. A crack became a river.
Now I'm going to be using a UV resin that I colored myself using the Let's Resin dyes and the Let's Resin UV hard type UV resin. And I'm adding some icicle by eye candy to give it a little shimmer.
A blur became a sky. What I thought would ruin is learn how to make me cry. And I almost scraped it clean, almost lost the glow, but the wrong turn had a pulse I could finally follow. Turn it, make it new. What I broke can still come through. Turn it, let it breathe. Something different, something sweet. Not perfect, just alive. Not planned out, but mine.
Now I'm adding a clear layer of the UV resin. It's just the plain clear hard type. I'm just adding it to the whole thing to join all the colors into one piece and fill out the rest of the to the edge of the mold.
Every step turns to beauty in Turn it, make it new. What I broke can still come through. Turn it, let it breathe. Something different, something sweet. Turn it, see it shine. What if looking fine? Turn it, let it stay. Beautiful, not get away. Glue on my fingers, paint on the floor. You watch the mist turn into something more. Late night and sleepy, but we saw it through.
As you can see, they ended up coming out a little more transparent than I wanted, but they're still really pretty. The colored UV resin wasn't colored enough, so a lot of that I think is in the clear. And also the brewery is white, so it's hard to kind of see it in the piece. Now I'm just putting down the second part into the mold, the black lines down into the mold, and trying to see how best to join them together. I decided to fill it with UV resin. Not quite fill it, but add a layer in there and make it a little solid so I had something to join the colored piece to. And I was hoping this would work, but it ended up having a lot of bubbles in it in the end. I didn't quite have enough. I should have put enough to where when I put the other piece in, it like smashed the resin out to make sure there wasn't a bunch of bubbles in there, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some experimenting with this and see if I can figure out a better way to do it. And I was crossing my fingers, hoping it worked. I'm fitting the colored piece on top of it and trying to press it down and make sure it's all. There's a little hole maker in there, so I had to get that through and make sure it's all smushed together good. But like I said, I didn't put enough UV resin in there. Crossing my fingers again. And now we're gonna pull it out and check it. Now we're gonna pull it out to check it. And it has a little bit of overpour on the edges. So I'm trying to get that off. And it's stuck together well. And I'm looking, checking it out, flipping it over. And I'm excited that it bonded. And I'm like, yay, it worked. And then I inspected a little more and I'm like, well, I have some bubbles in there. Like, it's okay. It's okay. I'll figure it out. It's just the first time I've done it, so it'll be fine. Now we're doing the second one and checking it out. It's okay. Not great. You can kind of see the bubbles in it. See at the top, there's bubbles there. I didn't have enough resin in it, so it just has voids in it. And this ends up almost ruining it for me, but you'll see that in a little while. Now I'm just taking clear hard type UV resin, and I think there was a few bubbles that went all the way through where I didn't have enough UV resin, so I'm gonna fill in those up. And then I'm gonna do a top coat on the front and the back. Just putting it on my silicone mold in case it flows over the edges, because I'm not perfect. Sometimes I put too much resin. Just gonna give them both a nice dome on both sides, and I'll be back in a minute.
Every little chaos I'm sharing with you. Thanks for watching me make things today. Share this moment, don't drift away. Hit that button if you feel it too. Share, subscribe, and come back soon. Yeah. Come back soon. Come.
And now I've domed them, I've cured them, I've let them cool off. I am cutting away the extra little bits on the edges, the little overpour, and where things might have not lined up perfectly, or where it still has a little gap in the edges and things like that. And then I'm sanding down the little spiky bits, little sharp pieces, and trying to clean up all the edges.
Thread on the table, a coffee gone cold. You stay through the screw-ups, all it takes, I scrap the stories I told. If you like the weirdness, if you like this room, save your seat in the front row. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching me make things today. Share this moment, don't drift away. Hit that button if you're feeling it too. Share, subscribe, and come back soon. Yeah. Come back soon. Oh yeah. Come back soon. Will you be here when the next
And
ID?
this is the moment where it all almost goes wrong. Trying to cut away a little bit that was on the edge, and bing! The bottom of the wing broke off. At this moment, I was like, oh crap, what just happened? Uh, how did they break? Why did they break? I need two for a set of earrings. What? How did that happen? Why did that happen? And then I had to step away. I needed a minute. So I take a minute and I talk it over with my daughter because I had originally made these for her because she likes big, chunky, flashy earrings sometimes. And she said, I kind of like it. I think it fits me. I don't mind it. I think it's pretty. It came out cool. So I decided to go ahead and finish both pieces. And I'm using a chrome marker to go around the edges to cover up the join line and, you know, give it something to hide the layers and make, finish it off, make it pretty. And I just went ahead and made them into pendants. So I colored the edges with the chrome marker. I drilled a hole back through the little space where it was supposed to have a hole. I cleaned the edge of the break up, and I went ahead and painted it too. And I put some pinch bells on them, and now they're going to be two different, similar but different pendants. So it all worked out good in the end. So thanks for watching. Stay for the pictures at the end, and I hope to see you next time. Have a good day. Bye.